What the hell is going on with this 3-eye Atlas Comet alien UFO thingamajiggy? Is it a new realm of physics? What is going on here, friends? We have new images here of 3-eye Atlas. So let's just get some general overview as to what the hell is going on. We've got this random thing that appears out there in the solar system. It's moving along, okay, 3-eye Atlas. And then it basically just stops and it starts looking at us. Okay. So 3-eye Atlas, you have some images out here. You could just see this trajectory of it. Okay. But it's coming out. What the hell's going on? It's going around. There's some crazy stuff going on. And everyone's wondering if it's some sort of ship. So we have this cute introduction here. Just explain here.
A mysterious Manhattan-sized interstellar object has been blazing through our solar system and has exhibited some peculiar characteristics that have puzzled some scientists, and it's making waves on social media.
7 jets of gas or plasma are now emanating from 3-eye Atlas. This is not something that comets typically do.
That looked like a damn galaxy, fool, and that very well could be a ship.
This Atlas, 3-eye Atlas, this comet, is really our galactic allies.
So what exactly is 3-eye Atlas, and why is it so mysterious? In July, NASA's Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System, or ATLAS telescope, in Chile, made a groundbreaking discovery, a potentially billions-year-old icy celestial comet blasting through our solar system. The discovery marked only the 3rd time a mysterious object from beyond our cosmic neighborhood had been observed passing through our solar system, leading scientists to name the comet 3-eye Atlas. 3-eye for it being the 3rd observable interstellar object, and Atlas for the acronym of the Discovery Team and their telescope.
So friends, when it comes to these, okay, you even have NASA here, NASA discovering all these things. I just want to tell you, before we even go and start looking at some pictures and stuff even more, all right? I want you to know something, okay? Obviously, Earth isn't ours. We know that, number one. Okay, Earth's not ours. We're in some sort of weird simulation matrix, but I use the word weird because we don't know what to describe it as, because it's literally, we're kind of like, we're just within the game, all right? And we hope it kind of like is just going to work out kind of good, whatever that means. We don't even know how to fully grasp that. So we're going through all this stuff, but there's levels to this game, okay? It's easy for us to think about games because we have a reference point, okay? It's kind of like World of Warcraft. You start off, you're just killing like little boars. take your ages to kill. Your brain, friends, like if you go to like World of Warcraft starting grounds, I just want to give you an example. So this is pretty much it, Fred. This is you and me. We are like in the WoW level 1 starting zones. Do you see how it's like empty and barren?
Mind. The Thunderbluff elevators are the final dangerous thing for more.
So these, friends, this is what it looks like. It's very empty. It literally, friends, all you have, these tiny little ball things. Friends, it really is. When you start to see it, it's really weird. This is all you can kill. If you're going around, you see some pumpkins. That's all you can pick up. And these little boars, that's all you can kill. Okay, that's literally, think of that. That's like the cradle of human civilization. That's pretty much us. Okay. Later on, though, okay, I just went out and contrast it, right? Later on, look where you end up. Okay, so you start off with that, and then later on, you end up here. Okay, if I just was to fast forward it, right?
Major cities.
You end up in a major city, okay, with all these people running around as well. And here's another example. Okay, here it is, just showing you. See, you're in Orgrimmar, you're in big city. See, everyone's running around.
Do not aggro him. Do not aggro him.
You see this crazy stuff, friends? Just showing you. This is all Asman clips. Yeah, this is from like 6 years ago. This is wild. You see everyone out here. There's all this stuff going on. Okay, I guess we could just. It's a perfect analogy. Okay, because this 3-eye Atlas just showing you what's basically this, because we can only gather this. These are like very infrequent data points where people with UAP, non-human intelligence, experiences, telepathy in their head, conversations very sparingly and stuff out here, we're basically on this kind of like journey to become more advanced as a civilization. And we obviously we don't know, because kind of like, you know, our lifespans are too short. Maybe our souls are doing kind of like the soul loop, Okay, so our memories keep getting wiped, but humanity's kind of like moving one way. There's one big macro trend. But there's a process, friends. You understand there's a process? So it's funny. It really is. The World of Warcraft is like, it's totally funny just to see it, because in World of Warcraft, you don't see the city at the start. When you're running through that empty, barren land, you can see it in the far distance. And the game developers put them there. There's like, oh, one day you might go there. The big city, okay? Now, this is where it kind of gets a bit wacky. Not really wacky, but this is just how the game works, okay? A lot of experiences who've done telepathy with, aliens, there's been that, the guys in literally flying the planes, or they've been used as a speaking channel. Sometimes someone will ask them, hey, why don't you guys just like come and say hello? All right. There's been conversations like that. And they've always, the first thing they always say is they're like, a lot of them, for example, friends, that guy from the desert, Jason Sands, actually. So this was it, friends. I made a video on this. Jason Sands, this UFO video, that I made. It's actually right here. You can see it. Here's Jason Sands in it. Aliens. So yeah, friends. So all of this stuff happening in a desert. And this is the picture. This is the picture he's drew. The dude had no ears. Okay, so he's running around. He looks blue. He thought it was like a guy. He's walking around. He's like, what the hell, man? This guy's got no ears. Okay, and he's speaking to him, and he's literally in the desert. This is Jason saying this is where it was. And yeah, he the Mr. UFO dude is like, hey, do you have like this Titrium thing? And then so Jason himself, he replies to him, I don't have any of that element you need, but maybe you can go to our base. Okay, and then Mr. Alien dude immediately, he communicated. Okay, so he communicated telepathically, and he basically went, it was disgusted at humans. He goes, I will never go to those barbarians and murderers. That's what he was saying about us. It was, when I heard that, I'm like, man, who makes that up? It was kind of funny. I was like, we're not barbarians and murderers. Let me at you. I'm like, wait, yeah, we kind of are. We do that, right? Why don't we have this? When humans are in crowds, we do this. We are violent. We're very, very violent, okay? So that's what I meant. We'll all link it back to 3i Atlas, okay? If it even is a UFO ship, I want you to know, okay? That's why it's very compelling to see all this stuff. A lot of the stuff we see, you have to take it from the lens of humans, us, are on a journey, and they're grooming us to slowly understand, without skitzing out, that there's all these complex, intelligent life forms in the universe. And we're not the only one. Just like, friends, everyone thought the Earth was the center of the universe, and the sun and the moon, all this other stuff. You know what I mean? All the science and stuff is changing. Now, apparently, Earth's flat. So all these other crazy things, okay? But it changes over time. The science and our understanding and things, okay, over time. So once you say you need that layer first for anything else to make sense. Otherwise, there's a bunch of people going whoa, this comet's going up and down, left, right. Yeah. You understand? It literally could be a bunch of alien dudes. It could be just part of the programming. Where, friends, there's actually one lady, I think it was Dorothy. I forgot that lady. It's the grandma UFO chick. The grandma experiencer. She kind of alluded, she goes, one day there will be a meeting of us with another complex life form. It'll be more formal. When we're ready, whatever that means. We don't know when. Maybe not in our lifetimes, okay? Whenever we're ready. Yeah, but there'll be a process leading into that, okay? That's why, friends, when we see US government UFO leak and stuff out here, I don't think it's actually all random. I think a lot of it's meant to come out. Hey, here's a UFO TikTok ship. That's what they do. They groom you in. So they show you a bit, but you can't see that much. They show you. That's why a lot of people, they lose their minds. Like, dude, why is it always blurry images? Why is it always you can't see? Because it's by design. It's not us, man. It's not humans in control. It's them, okay? You have to look at it as if, imagine you a super intelligent being and you're trying to train a bunch of monkeys who are trying to blow everything up. And you don't want the monkeys to kind of get skitzed out. You'll do the exact same thing, right? Just like, as I showed you, in World of Warcraft, the game developers, they don't blow your mind with all the 15,000 characters moving around and mana spells and everything. It's just, hey, here's a little ball. Just chop it away with your little wooden sword. That's all you do. You're practicing it. You're building up, okay? It's fascinating to look at all of these. Breaking news of 3i Image Atlas. The two latest images clearing of it. Look at this. Splitting up stuff out here. Come on, NASA. We don't want to wait 40 days for the Atlas pics. Yeah, probably because NASA is in the process of editing the crap out of whatever they can to do whatever. This is wild. This is wild to see. 3i Atlas, everything else. That's why I want you to just see that, yeah, your brain is just, you're entertaining the thought like, yeah, man, this could be by design. Breaking. Another new image of 3i Atlas from the Nordic Optical Telescope. It seems to be shooting a jet towards the sun. And here we have someone out here trying to fill in like a UFO actual orb thing. Please don't break our sun, sir. Is this the right spaceship? Okay. You know, if you don't have that context, friends, I think you now know. It makes a lot more sense, dude. Like that's why they do stuff like this. It's not random. They come in every couple of years or whatever. Like, you know, hey, let's point this ship and let's stay really far from the humans. That's why as well, friends, as well. Space. There's this weird thing, friends. It used to be in box mining. I forgot his name. He was a flat earther. But he kept saying space is a hoax. And I've never heard anybody say that. That was the first time I heard that. I never thought, I was like, bro, what the hell do you mean? But there's a lot of weird things going on. First, I have no idea, okay? To me, I don't know. I don't know anything, okay? But it's just weird that if you want everybody to be in a system, it's convenient that with Earth, everything looks really, really, really far away. It's like, oh, it's so far away. Why it's also conveniently weird. The Coconut Intelligence Agency, okay, a lot of the reporting, friends, from inside government leakers, this is government guys on their deathbed, okay, they say that a lot of the alien stuff, it's not extraterrestrial. They use that term so you think they're coming from so far away. Don't worry, we're protected here. But actually, kind of part of the secret and the truth is they're not actually far away, dude. They're like right here. Actually, we're the aliens. Do you understand? So that's kind of like this. It's like a lot of this ancient religion and stuff out here. It's kind of funny, because every time we talk about this, some of you guys, you spin up some like 3,000-year-old Hindu text. You're like, dude, we've literally known about this for 3,000 years, and people are kind of learning about it now. Yeah, it is funny how these things cyclically, it comes in and out of relevance, right? 3i Atlas just did something no one has seen, a ghost shell, a faint ring floating around the comet. Natural comets leave messy trails. This one, a perfect circle. No idea which we're talking about. The images still suck. Yeah, you gotta see, friends. I like seeing that. It's all you would always see that. It's like, hey, something's happening, and everyone's like, nah, I can't say anything. Okay, but that's by design, man. It is by design. It's by design to keep it kind of like 50-50. So we as like humans will kind of like figure stuff out, you know. Even Whitley Strieber, it's very, very tough with these friends when it comes to these as well, because you don't know how a lot of it, you don't know how much of this is also implanted memories to people who are like literally science experiments as well. But from people, we can gather enough experiencing, okay, UFO, UAP, they basically, they have all alluded to similar concepts, as in we don't get what time actually is. And they're like, hey, you don't really get it, but we like kind of exist outside time. And by we, I mean me, not kind of like you. You don't really get it yet. That's what they've alluded to. So, you know, just keep an open mind when we see stuff like this.
New images taken on November 11th showed that 3i Atlas survived its solar passage intact when it should have broken apart. And Congresswoman Ana Paulina Luna has been working directly with Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb on this investigation. Oh, and remember that...
So, yeah, this is why, like, we got to go... It's a bit messy, friends. Anna Luna as well. I think she used to be a stripper. And strippers are okay. She used to be a stripper, but she's also, I think she's a paid Israel chick as well. And I think Avi Loeb, friends, you know Avi Loeb, he's always the guy on Joe Rogan and stuff out here. He's trying to get huge funding, and I think part of Israel universities are helping him do that. So, you know, It could be Coconut Intelligence Agency, Mossad. That's why it gets messy. You understand? You're like, where's the truth, man? That they sprinkle it out, man. It gets totally obfuscated, friends. Do you remember the Israel professor who leaked the UFOs? Do you remember that, friends? And then it literally just went that. Haim Eshed. Here he is. Haim Eshed, friends. This is, I think it was like back in Trump's first term in 2018. Haim Eshed, he came out, he's literally a professor in Israel. Okay? He was the head of their space program. Okay? And he was the one, he came out and he made a statement. He just made one statement, never spoke again. And his statement was literally, he goes, aliens are real. The US government's working with them. They've been here the whole time. We have a base on the moon. Well, I think he said either base on the moon on or Mars. And humans actually go there. They send some of us there. And we actually have like meetings with their confederation. It sounded like super Star Trek. He literally just said that. And then that's it. That was his last public statement. No interview, no nothing ever again. Just that. All right? So when I first heard that, I didn't know what to think. It was 2018. I was like, what the hell? And then obviously as I go, this is just the crazy part. As you go like deeper down the rabbit holes, you're like, wait a minute. They've been talking about this for a long time. This is just like another data point, which literally mashes up with everything else. So yeah, this is this is Avi Loeb, friends, that you always see.
An enigmatic, powerful radio signal that definitely came from outside of this Earth. We don't know from where.
3I Atlas is not just another comet. It's accelerating toward Earth in ways that break the rules of physics.
Yeah, so it's interesting how this is kind of like you remember, friends, really important. Think about it. Imagine you're Blizzard, the game creators. You're making World of Warcraft. You know, you're designing an experience for people playing the game. You're ramping it up slowly so you don't have too much of a big jump. You don't fry their brain out. It feels like that's what we're getting over these signals over time. You know, this 3I Atlas, this is for like the massive science nerds. Have you noticed? Because they're looking at the comet data and they're like, oh, this comet has paused and then pointed itself, it's thrusted itself in the direction of Earth and it's paused again and changed direction. Whoa! And like, you know, all of us were like cuckoos. I'm literally wearing a Jigglypuff Pokemon hat saying, dude, I don't know if you've like figured it out by now, but like comets don't do that. You gotta remember, we got like everyone's kind of like participating in this. Okay. And then obviously at the very end, what's the grand reveal at the very end? And we don't know when the end's going to be. You and I might be dead. Okay. It could literally just be alien comes down, takes a big fat giant poop on the White House lawn. Right. It'll be so planned. It'll be so orchestrated. Right. There's many layers to these. That's what I want to know. Okay. Let's see what Neil deCuck Tyson, who's a massive skeptic, says.
You got to tell me what 3I Atlas is. The asteroid moving through space with weird characteristics and a different trajectory. It's speeding up, it's slowing down. It has a tail in front of it, right? It's weird, like ice is melting off. Tell me what it is, because some people are saying it's alien.
There are people who are alien adjacent out there who, if there's something that we don't understand,
alien.
Yeah, but he literally says that about literally everything. He's like, oh, the dude, the alien. But it's kind of funny. 99% of the stuff that people say to him, he's like, but you say it's aliens. And then we're like, you still haven't proven it, bro. It's been like 80 years. You still haven't proven, like, even made one step in that right direction. And he always speaks of this term called God of the gaps, where in science, in the past, this is where it gets more complicated, friends. Like it is a human history, okay? Whenever there's a gap of knowledge, we always say God did it, and then we eventually figure out, no, it was kind of like science. And then we find out what it was. Oh, it's not actually this magic potion that's coming out of the ground. It's called lava. It's coming from the Earth's crust, you know? Things like that. So he always refers to stuff like this, but he doesn't actually answer anything. He doesn't. He just goes, based on the laws of probabilities. This is, and he doesn't have an answer for anything. Why? Look, I'll just let you speak a bit, right?
Birth of the universe, God must be there. They call it God of the gaps. We put God where science has yet to tread. Well, in modern times, where there's less God talk, aliens have kind of substituted in that role. So God of the gaps has the alliteration with the two G's. Aliens of the gaps doesn't sound as good. So I say aliens of our ignorance.
You got to remember as well, this is another thing. See, I know, friends. Look, yeah, it could be. It's true. It's true. There is all these elements we've got to dissect. This is where it just gets more complicated, okay? It is not even up for debate. It's now 100% proven fact. NASA, which is literally just US deep state, pay public communicator scientists to keep pushing the blue pill narrative and keep everybody calm. Okay? Carl Sagan was on the payroll. Okay? And how do we even know this? Because grandkid goes to their home, digs through the attic, finds an old pay slip. And they're like, what the hell? Granddad was getting paid by like NASA? He never told us that. Actually, the whole world never knew that. And they just release it. And they don't know what this means like 40 years later. It's only we all put it together. Go, that's weird. That dirty little dog. He was getting paid by NASA the whole time while he was saying, aliens totally not real. Look away. Nothing to see here. Okay. That's why you have to take these guys with a grain of salt. And when you grow up, you think science, 1 + 1 is always a Batman symbol. If you divide a squeaky chair by orange juice, you get some ice cubes and you can like morph them around. You understand these basic levels of equations and physics. It's not the truth, fans. It's not the truth. The perfect example I tell you, cold fusion. You and I, we get energy how? Heat fusion. That's like normie science, which is you heat stuff up and you get the energy. Yeah. Cold fusion, okay? It was like 18 or something scientist labs in America in the 1990s. They tested if you cool something to 0, is there an energy field? They all got results for it. What did the American DOE, Department of Energy, and their DOD, Department of Defense, I think Trump renamed to Department of War. Okay, both of the DOE and DOD, they literally went around to every single lab in America in the 90s. And this is the funniest part. They literally put a gun to their head and they said, hey, science nerd, you see that cold fusion result? You're going to go in your next month magazine article and you're going to say you can't repeat it and it's all a fugazi or we're going to blow your brains out. And they all did. And that's it. That's why if you look up cold fusion on Wikipedia, they say, oh, totally hypothetical. That's what they do. When I learned about that, I was like, whoa. Scientists are just cucks too? Like the rest of everybody else? Yeah, that's why I didn't know that. Because I was not into science. And so I thought with science, it's as clear cut where you're like, okay, someone did an experiment. It therefore means it's always true and it always works and it's always repeatable. Nope. I guess the higher up you go when it comes to accessing energy, it's different, okay? So that's why I wanted to share that with you just for having a Neil DeSoy Tyson perspective. But then, of course, you always have people out here. Mr. John Greenwald. Who's this guy? Creator of the Black Vault. I'm fairly confident 3i Atlas is just a comet with some super cool features. Yeah. Why is it sending like signals out? Why is it like stopping and starting? You know? But it depends. This story walking, it's part of the design. That's why I always tell you, dude. Like Earth is definitely not ours. We're like more the visitors here than anybody else, and our monkey brains can't understand anything that's going on. But the best thing we can use to understand what's going on is literally how game developers train peoples. You and I are peoples, like level 1 in the game, and now like building up to like acclimatize to like, hey, the game, how I'm used to the user interface, where's the health bar, learning abilities, you learn more abilities, you switch them around. If you play World of Warcraft, that's actually the whole game. That's why everyone actually loves starting again. Yeah, everyone loves making a new character and just starting again, going through new areas, right? Until you get to the grind part, then you can't be bothered anymore. You want to reset it again. So, that's why this 3i Atlas, wherever it fits, because 3i Atlas didn't break up. What are we looking at? It walked through perihelion in one piece, and its behavior is no way outside anything you'd expect from a normal comet. It's firing jet into the sun, holding a clean sunward anti-tail, shedding mass without the recoil that we should see, and staying structurally intact that we should have cracked apart. Nothing about these matches standard comet physics. Not the geometry, the stability, the light curve, not the acceleration. We're left with two options. It's either a natural interstellar object with physics and internal structure we've never seen, or we're watching a piece of engineered hardware move through our system and act like how it was built to act. Okay? You never know, man. It's like, what if it's a bit of both? What if it's, alien dude, NHI, saying, okay, let's throw this like weird stuff from the universe. Let's just send it to the humans in this time and just see what happens. Let's watch them observe how they react to stuff out here. If you look at the big context, pretty much, friends, like conceptually what's happening is basically our consciousness is just expanding. That's it, What we consider possible is just stretching. That's all it is, And it sounds simple because they're doing this stuff. And yeah, because it sounds simple, but it's not also easy to grasp for everyone because you have to make some assumptions here. That's why a lot of the scientists, friends, why do a lot of their stuff breaks down? And the answer is because of their fatal assumption. They assume that you and I are the actual apex predator here. You and I are in control. Maybe we're not. Maybe we're not. Actually, probably, definitely we're not. Okay, that's their fatal assumption. They always go, I'm in control. I'm in charge. Here are the formulas. We've done this stuff. But we don't even know what the hell reality is most of the time. Like, literally 99% of us don't even know what the hell reality is. Like, it's just weird that there's more truth in, like, some scriptures from 3,000 years ago trying to figure out what the hell we're actually doing here rather than all these guys or the experiments, all these cameras, all this stuff. That's kind of like the funny part about it. So, 3i Atlas, friends, this comet moving in, stopping, starting, doing reverses. Now I get to see it. There will be more of these. I guarantee there's going to be more. There is also I forgot who said it. Maybe it was Dorothy, but you never know as well. And this is why I know this thing, it's such a deep rabbit hole because it goes down as small as thought. Images in our head, what we think thought, we don't actually think our thoughts. They're coming from somewhere else. There are Hollywood movies, scripts, stories, speeches and stuff taken where people report, they go, hey, I wasn't in control. I was downloading something from something in the universe. Something put that in me to say that out here. All right? Then everybody kind of like debates, right? Was it, okay, it didn't come from you. We don't know where it came from. We'll never get the answer. We don't know where the cloud is. They call it like the Akashi records or whatever out here sometimes. Is it for a good reason or a bad reason? That's obviously, every single spiritual war, angels, demons, and everything you can ever. That's a whole can of worms itself. So that's my conclusion. It's not the first. It won't be the last. There's going to be more weird stuff, more things. Remember that weird, the orbs moving around? Yes, there's going to be more of these things obviously appearing. It's a slow grooming. And obviously, even opening up more of a can of worms. That's why a lot of people say, the government. And then you obviously, what's the grand reveal? The grand reveal is the government is in control, dude. What we call the government is not actually, it's not human dudes. It's literally the NHI control the government and tell them what to do. But it's not like, hey, I'm the slave, don't tell them a secret. Their powers are so high. Like, it's literally telepathy, dude. They're just putting images in your head. It's like, it's total control. So, our brain's going to keep spinning. Earth's going to keep spinning. 3i Atlas, not the first, not the last. Don't forget it loves you. Catch you soon.